I made a mistake. I had an idea. I followed through, and it just didn't turn out. What are you going to do? Maybe it'll work for you. And judging from the comments on my first video, it does indeed work for a lot of people. But some of you also made some comments that you tried the change and didn't like it and you went back. Turns out I'm part of that group. At first, I thought maybe I just needed more practice. Nope. Then I thought maybe I'm just rejecting change. Nope. Anyway, let's get to the mistake itself. I heard that swapping the release levers on those Burton Step On bindings there from the outside of the bindings over to the inside of the bindings would make things a little bit easier to bend down and reach. A couple of things came to mind. First, strap bindings release on the outside of the bindings, so it makes sense they should be on the outside. Then I looked at both the Nidecker Supermatics and the K2 Clicker bindings. They released from the inside, so that seemed like a legitimate place as well. Physically moving the levers from the outside to the inside is super easy, so that's a plus. I did a few stretch tests to see how it would work in my pajamas in the basement, but it felt good, so I was willing to give it a try. Turns out, when I'm standing on the slopes, a little bit more difficult for me. At first, I thought maybe it's just me. Maybe I just need a little more finesse getting down to the feet. I mean, it's only reaching to my feet, so it seemed like a bit of a long shot. But you never know. Then I was thinking maybe I'm just rejecting change. It's another long shot, because generally I don't mind change. I like changing things up. I like going with new stuff. But you never know. So I decided to swap the levers from the outside to the insides and back and forth a couple of times over a couple of days, just to see if my initial response was right. Turns out, when I'm all layered up and standing on the slopes, getting this hand down to the inside of that back foot is just a little bit more difficult than getting to the outside. Not even sure 100% why. Just feels a little bit more difficult, a little bit more awkward. Feels good in the basement, just doesn't feel that great standing on the snow at the bottom of the chairlift. It's not a huge difference that makes the bindings unusable or anything like that. Just a little bit more difficult on the inside. My verdict is that it's not for me, and I'll be sticking with the original location on the outside of the bindings. But I'm glad I tried it out, and considering how easy it is to swap things back and forth, there's really no risk in giving it a go.